a good taste of what's to come for the next month of 24-hour Counter-Strike. If you guys enjoyed that, that's Stunner and YNK. You'll be finding more of them once myself and Chad get this funny business of Nuke resolved. Chad, I am very concerned about the Complexity boys, and I'm not far off with my FunPlus Phoenix prediction. It wasn't completely conjecture and for fun. It wasn't hyperbole. I do believe that the ex-God sent now FunPlus Phoenix do have some capability within the ranks.
Yeah, I think this roster instability might be a bit of a talking point here today, but so is Config going aggressive ramp. He is going to get a mouthful right there as Sunny gets his first opening kill.
It's been a while since we saw Sunny in the server. And there goes Poison as well, added to the list. Config's in jeopardy. I don't even know if he's going to be able to get back in. Sunny with 3 in his first round, in his first official in well over 2 months.
What was it, 1st of December was his last official for Ents there?
I was looking for the date now. I actually have it relatively. 97 days it's been since Sunny played his last official. That's thanks to Petar from HLTV.
Well, now it's just Blame, and he's last alive in a 1-on-5. We're going to see plenty of this throughout Complexity and Group A. The in-game leader also coming through with these late sweeps. Yeah,
I'll give you €100 to guess where Blame's going to be on the flank consistently.
Oh, Farley spotted him now here, so doesn't feel like Blame F has too much left.
Yeah, and they've got a lovely crossfire established if he walks across that line. Ooh, nice shot. Punishes Zen, isolates the duel, and I think he's just going to be going to play for as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, and look at the utility that's been left over, right? Madden has been able to get into that lower site, still has himself on that P250 with a smoke and a flash. Now they're going to try and take Blame F's Kevlar away, right? It feels like Complexity are going to go for a 4-spy next round. If he can hold on to that Kevlar, gets the cheaper upgrade into head armor, can get himself a Deagle or something alongside it, maybe a light bit of utility. Might be sitting pretty, but all in all, a very, very quick and concise pistol there for FPX.
Something I want to watch out for, Chad, is, you know, the team's ability to handle the anti-ecos. I do think it's something that kind of separates that Tier 2 and Tier 1 is just the cleanness in these 4-spies, especially on Nuke, you know? Like, how many times have they seen that lobby aggression to some extent, or a twist on the outside aggression, just to pull these AKs apart? And I do say AKs. We are going to be seeing some rifles equipped by the successful FunPlus Phoenix, but in response, it's going to be Scouts, Deagles, and a smattering of smokes. So this is the first test of just seeing if FPX can convert this consistently.
Yeah, when we look at this FPX roster, they've been doing well without an in-game leader ever since they got rid of Crystal back in November. Emmy came in for a short stint, looked all right. They had Chris J, looked pretty good as well. Now Sunny's in the mix. We don't really know where they're landing with a 5th, especially when you play a rotating door with an in-game leader, but Devil Walk and his core of 4 have been doing a very decent job. Now they have to get past this outside hold. Poison's rotated back towards the ladder base. They're waiting for these yard smokes to clear as a distraction from Zen is thrown onto the top site. Hut mollied off, flashes as well, and they're just faking this one out as they make their way across to Secret. So a bit of misdirection here from FPX in the early stages. And rotating to that lower site, well, nobody's home from Complexity just yet.
Well, that's ideal. Early flak damage inflicted elsewhere. Sunny with a lot to prove. Nearly 100 days out of the officials. And Poison, a bullet exchange, but Sticko is just a little more lethal. Already have access to the lower site, and if Maiden secures this frag onto Config, it sounds like he will. Oh, the sketchiest full 20 bullet spray, but we do convert it, and yeah, with that and the plant, looks like FPX have passed their second test.
Hold on to your goodies here. Don't give these up without anything in return. Complexity just looking to find a couple of exits over towards ramp right now. Blame F, you can see Rush there over towards radio room. JKS towards lobby as well.
So with the timeline of this, I remember Farley joining as kind of an exciting prospect. He had Copenhagen Flames, popped off a bit, got signed up to the God Sent now FunPlus Phoenix. Outside of that, Sunny's arrival, you are looking at probably a pretty damn stacked, assuming Maiden lives up to a lot of people's expectations for a young gun. You've got a lot of aim there. Yeah, but
the problem, I think, with this team is probably not with the firepower, right? I think when you look at Maiden, you look at Stiko as a bit of more of a star rifler. We've got Zen in there, Lurker a bit later with clutch factor. The individuals on FPX, they're not bad players by any means. Sunny, hopefully, it can bring firepower as well as what I would assume is still running with a lot of the remnants of Crystal's system.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because if Sunny's coming in here, we're making the assumption that he's in-game leading. They removed an in-game leader in Crystal, right? They've been trying out in-game leaders of Emmy. Chris J's been in the mix. He picked up that mantle. So it's the room for firepower, yeah, there's a lot of it, but will it cohesively work? And that right there is the biggest issue.
Yeah, well, look no further than complexity, Chad, when it comes to firepower, but will it work? My God, it's the most stacked rosters. I was a massive complexity fanboy when we saw the Obo iteration. JKS, of course, an exciting prospect in terms of filling those shoes, but yet to see it manifest. Just against the unarmored pistols into the top side. Great positioning, but he's so flashed. Doesn't convert it. Rush keeps him safe. JKS did go down. They're making it costly with these pistols. Config continues to make it awkward, and Farley needs to tidy this up, and it's Rush to convert 3 from the top of the hut. And I was talking about keeping it consistent. He'll scavenge an AK for his troubles. Third round falls flat for FBX.
That got very messy very, very quickly there. And one of the key points is Rush, right? When the chips are down and the deagle's out, it's where he seems to find the most of his impact. Not always towards the top of the scoreboard there, Rush, but does a lot for this team. And able to get complexity their first round.
See how this works. These are his first 3 kills, and it was through the chaos. He managed to kind of thrive there. The crossfire configs pulling eyes elsewhere. Great proactive push, and a smile creeping onto Juzzy's face. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's good to see that early as well. The buy will come out and poison and press it straight away. He's going to get a freebie right there onto Sunny.
Dude, that is some proactive AWPing straight out red container. Like seeing him not even be concerned of anyone with a fast spawn, and he slaps them down. Sunny bites his bullet. Sticker's looking for Rush. Oh dear. Squanders the spray. Lucky to get away. Early man advantage for Cole.
Another Sticker is going to play around Squeaky, trying to deal with these rotations. The rest of the squad does their best to make it down secret. Now, behind these smokes, they will go silently, so no sound cues. And, Blame's looking for some feet, but just as the smoke's clear, so will Madden. And he's actually re-peeking back up.
It's actually kind of spicy, yeah. Just checking on main after the smoke fade. He knew he would have had a element of surprise there. This is where things do get interesting, though. The rotation down to the lower site has occurred. It's Config's responsibility, and he'll be tucking in, calling for help. I don't know where the second port of call will be. Is it going to be ramp?
Is it ramp? Yeah, they'll be able to set up a good crossfire with that AWP locking down the window and door side.
What's the queue, though? I mean, it's going to have to be when the pins are pulled. Yeah. They're already down there.
Config has utility to slow them down as well. There you go. That's perfectly timed. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Sticker's about to walk into a brick wall.
Nice off angle from Rush. Poison has a return to the lower site to address the loss of control. 28 seconds for this push, and the pre-fire was there, but Farley gets put down. One more towards windows. Config still locked on site. Poison doesn't have to do too much, and it doesn't look like Maiden can either. With 15 seconds, he finds just one, already catching flag through the smoke. Poison caught overextending. 10 seconds, Maiden. He evades the nade no less as well. Graceful, no time, but a very nice set of shots. He may be able to make it a little more punishing. Doesn't want to overcommit to that one. Rush will be allowed to scavenge away that AWP. I'd say that with bated breath. Okay, complexity have equalized, 2 for 2, and down to pits of squalor for FunPlus Phoenix's economy.
Yeah, that was a bit of a difficult one there with attacks going on both bombs at the same time. Sticker seeing if he can punish the rotations. The problem was they weren't even really under that much pressure to rotate lower.
It does seem like a super fun role Sticko's playing right there, you know? Like
whenever you want.
Yeah, we're going to go outside, we're going to go lower. You can just be annoying in lobby, and he was.
Yeah, did a lot of damage to Rush there. Now as we get this next round underway, you have that saved AK from Madden, so you want to allow this guy to work, allow him to find a pick and use those pistols to open up some space. Just a quick note, in the early stages here, JKS and Config have changed positions on the CT side, it seems. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I'm not sure how new of a change this is.
I do want to know if it's Maiden or Madden. I'll look for clarification when I can. He has managed to find just the 1-for-1. Not the ideal situation when you're on that hero AK. No other Kevlar vest to be applying that Kalashnikov as best as you can. Still, with the early first blood, JKS concedes his 3rd death here in round 5.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting change-up. JKS was playing ramp a lot in the past. In a small stint in 100 Thieves, made his way to being a bit more of a yard player with the AWP. That was Gratisfaction was his partner in crime when they were back in the 100 Thieves days. But as the utility goes out to the top, it is just this AK. Sunny with no armor, nothing to really note for it. This should just slowly be bled away. 40 seconds left on the clock.
I've got a question.
Up the CT wall. Yes?
CT Nuke.
Yeah.
I've noticed a trend, and please slap me in the face if I'm wrong. Is there a reason that you can imagine that leaders would position themselves in that main position on CT. Like I see Blame, Glaive, Boomich, all of the leaders are often playing that kind of main, swing, squeaky, rotate, vent, blah.
Yeah, so if you're the rotator, the individual usually dealing with a vent drop, or if Secret slips the net a little bit, or if ramp gets pressured, somebody else has to drop lower, maybe deal with that ladder-based rotation. The in-game leader, if your protocols aren't fantastic, can just kind of skip a couple steps, right?
By just relaying that information directly from his brain.
Yeah, like I'm sure you when you played a couple of pugs or whatever for people at home, and you have one guy who's communicating, right? He's like, yeah, I'm rotating here, or telling people where to rotate. That's normally the in-game leader's jobs if the protocols aren't there. So for somebody like Blame, it might maybe just be easier to fill that gap himself as opposed to telling his teammates where they need to be.
Makes a lot of sense. We are outside.
And there's Poison again. He's even found more impact. He's peeking more. He's found a second. Poison is just absolutely mobile with this AWP.
Yeah, secret peek. And you'd think that's been stolen from Zen. He's done so much damage. Trying to catch the right timing here. Blame with the off angle, and he's actually beaten him. He got brought down to so low as well. 22 points of health, still peeks out on the reposition. If JKS goes down, which he has, Blame could be vulnerable, and Maiden's made a round out of this. He tries a very hard adjustment. Config swings out towards the CT box, leaves Stiko with 61 HP in a dream. Rush is having none of it. There's a bit of a standoff between the two of them so far, but Complexity do extend their lead. 3 hearts still beating, and 4 in the Complexity camp for FPX's map pick.
Yeah, so 2 of these gun rounds so far, or the 2 gun rounds that we've witnessed that Complexity have put on the board, Poison has been instrumental, right? Aggressive yard in both occasions, one through Secret, as we can see just here, after the smoke wall has been placed, and one before it to deny that. So at this point, FPX might either need to start going a little bit quicker to stifle the AWP play, go all in, or try something a bit more lobby or execute heavy so they're not getting picked off by that AWP, because within the first 6 rounds of play, Poison has been instrumental in this one alongside of Rush's impact, but straight out the squeaky door we go. Sunny didn't make it down the vent, but eventually will. So he gets the control. Yeah, that sound will be heard. The knife, the vent drop, all that jazz. It already has pulled the rotation of Config towards lower. Poison rotating over to deal with ramp now. So this setup from Complexity working very cohesively.
You can see they've covered and patched all their gaps. Poison may get flashed. Oh, he's perfectly fine, and he's going to pull the trigger onto the first. Config is there for some housekeeping, and with their powers combined, it is a quick dispatch of round 7. Sunny's Deagle puts an AK into his palms, and he'll look to ply his trade in that lower sight. No bomb, though. And therefore, we sit back, relax, and watch as he swings into 2.
Yeah, well, that's not going to go too well for Sunny. Now, for people who may be a little bit interested, Sunny was linked with Godsent/FPX back in December of last year, right? It was rumored that maybe he would be making his move there. Things imploded with Ents, since obviously we know what's going on over there. And all in all, when he found himself kind of in this, I want to say, limbo period. Yeah. A lot of players are in that right now. He gets another opportunity because whatever's going on with the Chris J situation, they weren't able to lock that down. Sunny gets a chance, and it feels like at this point, with all the free agents there are, FPX get their choice of suitor. So see if they're happy with what Sunny has going. As Farley, well, he has a chance here for a pick. JK stuck in main. Ollie and Smoke will force him back, so that one goes a bit awry.
Config with a brazenly aggressive approach, but as the smoke starts to fade, so does he. Back into ramp room.
Yeah, very slow stuff here, isn't it?
I mean, I have no envy for tier 1 players holding ramp. Like, when you've got fully refined protocols to force you out and to pre-fire all of your usual angles, like, it's so easy to just look like a pillock. Fortunately, no test on ramp for Config. He's passed his just by positioning and posturing alone. The outside smokes will go, but it doesn't seem like there'll be many bodies behind it. Just Maiden trying to sell this with flashes and steps. Even a Molotov for those secret stairs. So they're making this look convincing. But is it top explode? Are there going to be flashes? Do they have flashes for top site?
They might try and limp a couple out squeaky here. Yeah, here we go. So Molly for top.
One on Zen. Here we go. Rush is going to be tested here. He's got a prime position for the first, tucks in nicely, and he's isolated another. Sunny does go down. Farley's fragging elsewhere, but Zen feels the feed for the crucial frag. 30 seconds. Bomb is available for... Should be a plan. Who is it? Farley punching in the digits. Clock is extended courtesy of that plant. And now, well, the CTs, they are looking to main. They were. Maiden's put one of them straight into bed.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the other here. So Poison might just go for some exits. But all in all, AWP retake through main,
No.
not going to happen here today. So money is good over there for Complexity at this juncture of the game. And that's going to help and extend this. Is he going to put even more pressure on Poison?
Watch the wallbang hit. You ready? 3, 2, no. Looks like he'll keep it contained. He's still hanging out in main, hoping anyone from FPX wants to tow across the line, but they will evade the radius, and so will he. So big impact fragging across the board there. You'll see that every member of FPX contributing for one of those 4, bar Stico. And this is Rush's attempt. It looked like a very promising start, finding 2 on the entry, but it was actually just Farley holding main, staring at it, enabled them to keep the frags equal as they were working their way into that site. Yeah, good shooting from Poison. Farley also a capable flicky AWPer. It does seem that talent has continued to rise as the years pass on in Counter-Strike, and some of these names that you may not be too familiar with are doing things we used to scream about from some of your house names.
Yeah, the skill level that's been displayed in the online era is absolutely insane. This might be the classic top piece. Sunny's going to get caught out in the smoke, and that's a strat they were running when Crystal was still in the team, so bit of a telegraph play right there. Sunny goes down.
This is a risk. Blame's been completely rumbled. Tried to swing on red. Just off the default smoke, they sent 2 across. He was trying to punish that. Ends up with another body. Falling for Complexity. Now, Stico's low as hell, so a slight advantage perhaps still to the T side in numbers.
They're going to combo up here, Config and Poison. So Poison's calling the cross. Config's going to clear out Secret. And on that, Config will be able to clear Yard. They can just play off of each other very nicely.
A lot of responsibility then on Config. Relaying information, suggesting it's quiet. Does put JKS and Rush into defensive positions. They dig their heels in. And he's pre-aimed it so perfectly. He's having a great start here as Rush. Stico's added to the list, and this one, bit of a whimper for FPX. Poison's aggressive push up ramp has put the bomb loose on Lobby, and that's enough to secure a 6th, I believe, backing away with his knife in his hands.
You can see the information that was gathered there, right? Poison was top ladder. He spotted Yard, saw that nothing was aggressive towards Warehouse. No one was pushing towards ladder base. As soon as Config clears out Secret, they're like, okay, well, they haven't pushed past this magic line that we've now drawn in the sand. Either they're passive Yard and they're going to come a little bit later. Config and JKS could set up for a nice crossfire as they come in through main. And then they retooled and focused back on Lobby, right? Poison going with that aggression. You have 2 players turtled into the top bomb site, and then Config ready to explode wherever he needs to be, just denying FPX any room to work with and preempting where they were going to be perfectly. There's multiple frags in that round that they saw coming. JKS getting Sunny through the smoke. Rush pivoting over the top of the rafters there, just catching the head on the box. And yeah, this is the opening from JKS, right? And what I'm talking about here is there's a really good strat that FPX or Godsend of old have, where teams throw that standard smoke just out squeaky. You can see it covers off. You're expecting a vent drop. You're expecting a cheeky smoke play to kill the player top heart. Well, actually, you sit in that smoke, a flash comes through, and you explode in. Now, that's the exact position that a lot of the players who are doing that plays in. So Sunny was read like a book there.
Yeah, he was. You can see Stico even had a flash ready to throw through that smoke like it was the setup. Oh, surely he's not going for it again. Okay, so tucks himself in the corner to evade early nades. Farley's caught some flack. There is damage, and there is a player, actually. It's Blame. We saw his aggressive maneuver last time get silenced. Let's see how this one shapes up. No CT utility to support him just yet. Poison does have one, though. Expect to see a flash over onto that warehouse. Should Blame want contact?
Lots of trust in Poison here. One flash and he's caught.
Oh, they see him. Shoulder. Quick execution from Farley. Now Blame highly alert. Has JKS for the cavalry should he require. Could hear a pin drop, and Stico, he makes a body drop. Blame, though, quick to respond outside. Farley gone. Stico, great shot, keeps it competitive. FPX swarm ramp, take the space he forged. JKS does get down in time. Swings open the doors to delay. Oh, an important jewel, doesn't find it. Stico will catch a bit of that nade, not even. Oh, it's valiant attempt from JKS, but Stico snuck in. They actually want to swing on him. He's got to find a multi-kill. It's damage into Sunny, 1.5. FPX have the advantage, have the plant. Blame from Decon. Rush is still top site. They really do not have many opportunities to get back into this one. Sunny now with an AK on top of the bomb. It's such a hard position, like a power position to knock him off should he mantle. Otherwise, you are vulnerable to wall bangs. And ooh, Blame has no idea how close to finishing off the job. Utility does have an incendiary for Dark. If he takes down Sunny, this gets awkward. It's going to get hot for Maiden. He's even confirmed his location. He's burning. This should be Complexity. He's got no options. He knocks him off the bomb if they got time. I don't know.
So close.
Oh, it's so close. The hero shot from Maiden. Oh, not enough. Complexity steal away a 7th.
Dearie me. It's truth. All right. Well, a close one right there.
Jesus.
We've seen some wild plays with Complexity in that position, right? Remember Config? I think we had it to kick off Katowice. Maybe it was in the play-in segment of that event. Config had this wild clutch from there. I think he was left in the flames and very low HP. This time round, shoes on the other foot, but Blame eventually converts.
God, he actually switched the USB. Like, he didn't even have time for the reload. That was intense, man.
Rush would have been a bit salty about that one if they lost that round. He was doing everything he could to get that diffused. Well, the plant is good and the buy even better. They've done a great job of keeping Complexity's money low in the last couple of rounds. And their bank hasn't been able to swell, so most people kept modest around that 2K mark for Complexity, but the scoreline is 7-3 here, and the L-block smokes do bloom on Yard. Nobody's home behind them. It's looking like a bit of a top explode here. Yeah,
and Rush and JKS have actually proven to be very, very good at shutting this down. So, let's see what their plans and preparation is. He's got the incendiary. Flashes are good. He's found a safe haven, though.
All a fake.
It is all a fake. To ramp then. Config, a lot to do, and I think he just pulls the escape hatch. He's not interested in that. Can't really fault him. Oh, first blood drawn. It was Rush. I think he went a little over the mark.
Very aggressive in the lobby there, it looks like.
He wanted info, and he's got more than the bargain for. Config's not ready for that. He doesn't see him. Maiden's tucked in.
Oh, the timing on this.
It's so brutal. He may get one, but he won't be ready for this. Quick trade. 12 frags already for Maiden. Now towards the top site. A late hit. Poison filling the gap. Hard shots to hit. To smoke off the squeaky, it's such bad timing. JKS has got so much more to deal with. Smoke will land. JKS is on the CT vent, and we find ourselves in a 3v3 around that mid-round. 40 seconds. Stico, patience rewarded. Poison needs one. He's got it. He's into the site. It fades the first from Farley. The spray from Blame's good, and now all onto Maiden. Shut down. Cole put another into their backpack. 8 CT rounds now as they continue to steal away these close 2v2s.
That sequence just there at the end worked perfectly for Complexity when maybe it shouldn't. This is the aggressive play from Rush, seeing if he can get some aggression towards lobby, Maiden hiding in plain sight over towards ramp. But the timing of this, so JKS gets one, the smoke drops towards Squeaky means he's safe. He repositions, dies to Stico. That gap, when you think about it as a CT crossing, must feel like the bloody Grand Canyon. Yeah. Because it's only a tiny gap, but to take that risk, he goes down, Poison drops in, and then Blame's automatically there to trade. So everything just worked perfectly for Complexity.
You can see the faces there. Frustration building for Zen and co. Taking the timeout. I think it's just time to cool off. Remind yourself, this is T-side Nuke, boys. Yeah. This is T-side Nuke. We've already got 6. We've already got 3. Admittedly, 2 of those were the pistol and the second, which does sour the mood coming into your second half. So let's post another 3. You know, let's get that comfortable, bloated 6. And feel confident. Let's feel good about ourselves. It may not be this one. I mean, you'd have bare bones everything, and it's bare bones everything.
Well, it is only one since they lost to that light pistol upgrade round, right? The one where they carried across a few. Rush had that impact. JKS also flashed up on the box in towards top side. So 1 round since then for FPX. If we look at it from that context, not fantastic whatsoever. And with the loss bonus in play, if they get another plant, they can continue to buy, but...
Sure. I mean, it wasn't so much that. It's just we've seen teams in similar financial scenarios sometimes go for one of those, you know, aggressive top pops, loads of Mac 10s and Tech 9s, util, and have a go with AKs and bells and whistles, and now...
Double AWPs.
The Dorps are out.
Yeah.
I don't fancy Zen's chances. God, he got a duel. Oh, he's got a good gap here. Oh, Config. Booked by Zen. It's movement that determined the winner of that duel. Blame, though. Element of surprise and a perfect spray. That is embarrassing. Sunny and Farley felled on their cross, just dry, straight into Blame with his aggressive maneuvers. Poison's even holding for the ramp progression. Zen's having a round. We may have more to say. FPX in hot pursuit of their 4th. 2v4.
Yeah, they're really trying to punish Complexity's rotations here, but as soon as they fall into that trap, a player from Complexity is there with a double kill.
Yeah.
So now to work forward, Zen has picked up an AWP, has a flash, Maiden with no utility. They just need the kills, and they have to get past JKS towards this lower site first.
You know, if he does a hard clear, which he seems very diligent, he may spot out this Complexity player. It was JKS. Doesn't pull the trigger. Maiden now has that information added to his arsenal. Knife out, now switching to that AK, trying to pluck JKS's inquisitive head out. 25 seconds, he's on the
There's two players here.
doors, dude, like, no chance. 9 found from Complexity. There's the multi-kill coming in a little late. Blame, however, finding that double, as you alluded to. And you can see what that's done now to FunPlus Phoenix. It was AKs and a couple of smokes. Now it's less than that.
Yeah, when you think about this round, right, Zen's found a gap. So sure, they're down a man, but as soon as he finds his equalizer, the reason they think that they can just cross dry yard, you would be expecting Blame to be playing yard, but traditionally he's a bit more passive behind the
It's like credit
boxes.
card, warehouse.
Yeah, tucked in a little bit more. So you know that Poison's going to rotate back to fill the gap at ramp, and when he does, oh, maybe we have a gap. Well, guess what? Blame's up close. You don't have a gap whatsoever. Here's one of those buys you were talking about again, though. So more of a partial. We have a Galil, couple Deagles, Tech 9, and a lot of damage getting done through this smoke. JKS is about to have company.
Yeah, he seems very ready for it, very aware. They got one down the vent, and that was the bomb, dude. That's the bomb. Stiko's going straight for it, or at least posturing. Oh, Config's just ruined everything. He catches him long range with that double AWP. We talked about it. Zen uses that reload sound as a prime opportunity to get himself down, but how much more can you do? 2 down the vents. They've done well to recover a little bit of map control here.
Well, one more.
Yeah, but surely not. Surely not. JKS has to reload, and they will go down. They've managed to at least get their bodies down there.
It might even be better this way. Look at the radar. They're actually trapped. Can't go back up secret. Can't go through ramp. Sure, they're down there with the bomb, but now they're all contained.
Okay, so yeah, you've essentially made a weird little Valheim trap that Rush would have concocted.
Yeah, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place right here.
Config did find the crucial frag that made all of this very, very awkward for FPX. They did get the bomb down there in the start, and wow, quick reactions on Maiden's Cross, but
they get the plant.
Could be a plant, and I mean, that was primary objective, a half buy coming in today from FPX. Back to Decon, smoke covers his retreat. I say that as he actually surges forward. He wants to try and isolate.
Oh, they're going for something here.
Yeah, it's a power position. Takes that one. Poison's gone ramp. They are regrouping, but this is looking more and more promising for FPX now. Farley recovered AWP. They don't have the info. They've doubled up in dark. This has the potential to catch off the Cole retake. That's a very nice flash, and Rush with the peek. It's no chance for Farley, just the one. A no-scope converted by the Deagle, but we will see a 10th delivered by Blame and JKS.
It got a bit messy there for a moment. It felt like it could have been very, very sticky, but FPX doing their best to make what they could out of that situation. Bomb down after all, a couple of kills. It is good. They're staying at least a little bit threatening, and with this plant and a couple of hodgepodge buys, eventually we will see Farley get back out on the AWP. But we're almost out of rounds here now. If FPX can walk away with 1 or 2 more before the half, so a 10-5 or an 11-4 scoreline, they might be able to get themselves back into it when we kick off into the second half of play. But I do like some of these adjustments we've seen here from Complexity. And once again, there's that frustration from the players. It must be mounting at this point, not only in the server, but with the woes that they've gone through in recent times over in that camp.
This has worked every time. He's done it. And for a third, Poison fills the feed with an aggressive maneuver out yard.
Is it Sunny every time? It feels like he's given up quite a few opening deaths to Poison at least. That's at least 3, I'm pretty sure.
Just like that, you have to stomach a early man disadvantage. And on T-side Nuke as well, that could be a smoke in the wall, that could be anything. Just really, really hamper and hamstring your advances. This boost worked out nicely before. Let's see if Complexity have adjusted. Looks like Poison's in a prime off angle to punish. Oh dear, never mind. Tip of his head visible. And shaves the hair, looking for more into the top side. And it's all for FPX frags. Everyone wins their duel. Haven't seen that one in a while.
That's even after the opening kill as well. So they've done really good to pull that one out of the hat. Money, look at that. Look at the damage that's been done to Complexity's bank balance. Config has to save this late in the game. Now, sure, you'd love to see him go for it and see if he could pull off a 1-on-4. Not a very likely option. But the money, yeah, it's been whittled down. Poison operating with 3.4, Blame has 5.2, Rush with 150, and JKS with 900 bucks. And the loss bonus for next round is only going to be 1,400. So FPX are looking very, very good to walk away with that potential 5th and salvage this half. Uh-oh. They kind of need this all. Uh-oh.
I think he's in a little bit too much trouble, bit too much hot water, and as Chad has perfectly outlined, you can see what that is going to cost for the gang. But here we are, Chad, 3 for 3 on these timings. Now, I imagine this is like financially and tactically aided to the point, you know, where they've calculated now is the time to be taking it. But every single one where they've, you know, given him the green light to go find a fight,
he's found it.
He's found it.
Yeah. Good stuff from Poison, right? I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to see him settle back into the upper echelons of Counter-Strike, considering he had that bit of a break earlier, or late last year, as it were. Complexity is still on a rocky road. I think this group is very, very messy, but so is this round. Look at Blame, hyper-aggressive. Looks through, they know where he is.
Yeah, but Stico's just dealt with their lobby crunch. Blame going down really does make things a little too difficult for Cole. They've got so much room to move, and of course, a two-man advantage as well. Could be even worse. JKS out towards her and just pre-aimed nicely. Maiden was ready for that, and it's a quick and clean fifth. We have a half, ladies and gentlemen, and a competitive one at that. 10 to Complexity, FPX posting 5 on the T side of their map pick. We'll see how they defend when we return.
Hey Future Pros! Today I wanted to show you another method to take outside and find picks on the T side of Nuke. This execute will obstruct a lot of vision from the CTs and possibly force a warehouse player out into the open for a fairly easy pick. For this execute, you will need 4 Future Pros along with 3 smokes, 2 mollies and 2 HEs. Future Pro 1, you'll be throwing the bottom hell window smoke. To throw this smoke, hop into this corner. Aim at the top of this pipe vent and slightly to the right of the line. Run forward and jumping through the smoke as you get close to the wall in front. Save your molly as you can use this to block off Secret as you spend more time outside. Future Pro number 2, you only have a warehouse smoke to throw, so don't mess it up. To throw the warehouse smoke, look into the center of this wall. Aim at the bracket on the silo, then jump throw the smoke. After this, head into lobby and hold off any pushes. Future Pro number 3, you'll be throwing the A main smoke, mollying Secret, and saving a HE for CT red. To throw your smoke, position yourself so half of this vent is cut off by the wall. Aim to the top of the cables, run forward and throw the smoke just before hitting the box. Then clear some close angles and hop onto this box. From here you can throw a molly to cover Secret and hold the push. If you feel like it, throw your HE to CT red with Future Pro 4. Future Pro number 4, you'll be throwing the CT red molly along with a HE. To throw your molly, wait for the warehouse smoke to bloom, then make your way into this gap. Aim at the lower corner of the garage door and jump throw the molly. This will land behind CT red and possibly cause a counter-terrorist to rotate back towards the ladder area. After this, running throw your HE behind CT red as you could get some chip damage on the rotating player. Then have Future Pro 1 boost you behind T red, and if you're quick enough you should be able to catch any CT trying to get up from warehouse to ladder. And that's about it. This execute is a nice way to find a pick outside. If you have confidence in your aim, I have no doubt you should be able to catch CT player out.
To FPX 5. Complexity do boast the double digits. In our first game of ESL Pro League Season 13, there is going to be a whole lot of Counter-Strike. Myself and Chad Birchall bringing you the first 2 of today. You got Harry and Hugo a little later on into the day, as well as Jason Kaplan and Pimp going to be taken to the analyst desk for your last game of the day. For now, though, breaking it down will be YNK and Stunner, and bringing you the second half is myself and SPUNJ. Call him Spoonge if you want him to be mad at you. We do see the start of this pistol. Very loud towards main. There's 2 CTs to contest this. I wonder if they strafe straight. Whoa! Airborne looking for the Goomba. This isn't danger zone, but that is a quick first frag. Config opens up. Quickly traded. Farley does go down, as does Rush. And well, with the loss of Config aggressive, this is a chance for JKS. Yeah, huge. They don't lose control of ramp. They're into the lower site. JKS can join them. Maiden to contest on Decon. He's opened the door. They know he's there, but can he contest? He doesn't want to push out. Don't blame him. They faked it. He wants to contest now, and that's the duel. JKS has found 2 impact frags in this pistol.
Yeah, now the other 2 down the vent. Sunny and Zen with all the work ahead of them here. And, well, that's the first.
That's a lot of damage, but it's really inconsequential. If Poison can knock him off that bomb, it's about delaying. JKS, he's been the hero, needs to be even more so. Another head found. He's done so much work. Will that nade damage have any ramifications for Poison? A fake from Zen should be safely checked. He's holding for the push. Time, everything. Needs precision. He can't quite find it. Poison saving the day. Doing so with a couple of points of health to spare. Nice even kill distribution for Cole as they post their pistol.
Yeah, so you can see the plan right there to pincer around towards ladder and find that gap. Luckily, JKS hits that shot on his own. If he doesn't hit this one right here...
Burst?
What, was he actually bursting from that range?
That was,
surely he didn't mean to.
It was body... No, I don't think so, but he body shot bursted him, and it was such a crucial frag as well.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, that one right there, maybe they got to...
Like, if Config wins that one, the CTs have got way too much control.
Yeah, that was a very interesting scenario right there, but either way, force buy out from FPX. They've got themselves a bunch of upgraded pistols.
What are you doing, Juzzy?
Oh, he's actually got the room straight in towards the vent, so he's going to try and drop on down here and made a lot of noise.
He did. But what does that do? I mean, you're already lightly spread. Want to gamble your forces in the right direction.
They have two lurkers. JKS is going to control the vent rotation, and Blamef's going to control the yard rotation, while the pack of the other three, Poison, Config, and of course Rush, work over towards ramp here. So really stifling the ways to back up the lower bomb side. Oof.
Catching a lot of damage. Ooh, Config unpunished. Looks like Steeko's added to Rush's list as well. So that's the lower site, should be open for business now. Two CTs have taken lobby, but now Config with a bit of a role reversal. Getting flashbacks to his CT half, is holding ramp. And a pretty flawless conversion there. Taking the two MAC-10s, and Chad, the way you highlighted it, it seems clear that was the intention.
Yeah, so
two lurks.
We're gonna be able to talk a lot about BlameF on the T side of Nuke, I do believe, over the next couple of days. But one of the things is traditionally, if there's yard smokes, you know he's lurking behind them, right? Here, having JKS go down the vent, it's something that he used to do on the 100 Thieves days, right? He would make a lot more space for the team, and maybe not something we've seen him do a lot in complexity so far.
It's true, and actually, I remember seeing the way NIP countered the complexity Nuke T side with specific maneuvers through the wall smokes to catch Blame. It was flash pushes, it was double pushes. It was really cool to see that you know, Threat and his NIP squad anti-stratted Cole to make their T side. I think they got like 2 rounds, like they completely humiliated them.
Yeah, it was very difficult to watch because it felt like Complexity should have had solutions for it, but just kept running into the brick wall and doing the same and same again.
It was like Hampus, and they had like these coordinated 3-man setups outside.
Yeah, it was picture perfect Counter-Strike. Maybe something that when we were watching Complexity versus Big, I think that was probably last Pro League season, the shoe was on the other foot, right? Blame was punishing tabs and through smokes, and I guess this is the little game, right? The more that you can look into, the more that you can understand the rotations, the way they like to approach situations, the more that you can punish them.
Yeah, and it's only one part of the map, you know? I mean, I'm not to say that that would solve all of the woes for FPX. Certainly not that ignorant. Blame did get a full unload as he drove past, and hoping that the early MAC-10 getting down there would make space, but Maiden's taken it back.
Yeah, so the other 3 have gone, or almost 4, have come down quietly, right? Smokes have cleared. JKS now takes up that lurk role.
There is barely investment here on FPX's side, by the way. Do not fall into the assumption that this will be an easy conversion of the first frag. There is, however, an increasing chance that this has fallen into the realms of possibility. 3 on ramp. They can so quickly pivot, but the thing is there's no one there to actually contest. I mean, that door's going to open and that bomb and smoke will land before you can do anything about it.
Yeah, they have Molotovs to cotton off towards ramp here. They can even clear out dark if they really want.
I'm starting to think this is over.
Yeah, so the reason this has worked so successfully, and everybody might be a little bit quizzical on why... Oh, hold up a second. Farley has a chance to make this interesting. He's taken down Config. Now we have a 3-on-5.
One of the rifles as well. They're going to have to find a multi-kill from someone. Russia's been jiggled out. No armor. There should be quick frags, and they have already seen a couple. It's a little sketchy. Poison delivers. Poison continues to deliver. 3 on that Galil. Sunny's element of surprise. God, JKS having that 6th sense.
Just in time as well.
He closed that door just in time to avoid any awkward turns of events. There we have it. Another frag on the board and another round as well.
Okay, so just something we have to paint here for why that round looks so easy for them to get control, and why weren't they expecting anybody behind those smokes? Well, the round before, the round where JKS dropped down the vent and Blame lurked outside, it was the same wall of smokes. Blame made a lot of noise, spammed the MAC-10, the gun that he had in the previous round, to make it look like it was a similar play, and behind it, they've come here and they've walked through. So they're using a tendency that Blame may have to mask what they actually wanted to do.
And so it's almost like, I don't know, it sounds like I'm giving him too much credit here, but his death was by design in the sense that if you do continue, like he was supposed to push for info, win that duel maybe, but lose that duel and then say there's no one else, that only feeds into their plan even more.
Big wide spacing made that available for sure. So
bingo.
Name value and the spacing right there as they've done yard smokes again, but this time they want to pounce
4
on
ramp, 1 yard. It's a call.
Yeah, so it seems like here they're playing reactionary right now, Complexity, right? This full bag of utility, they're not really doing anything to force out a reaction. They're waiting to see how FPX want to approach this first gun round. And they're turtled up in a crew. Now they're actually going to push ramp. So pressure on Stiko.
Oh, perfect slither gap, and he converts the frag, and more from Stiko. Double frag, crucial moment, nearly a third.
Poison, 18 kills. He's having a game.
He is, and it's not just with the rifle either. Blame's fallen outside to Farley. That makes things even more convincing. JKS trying to be the entry fragger, and he does survive. Yeah, he catches a glimpse of the head, trying to get his util down. Zen's repositioned, and it's a nice, clean kill. There we have it. 6-4 FPX. Thank you very much, Stiko.
Yeah, he did very well there. Considering the pressure that was being applied to him, he went down the rotation. They already did have a player towards that lower side to help him on out.
I just realized they got rid of the red, Chad, on the HUD. So, like, it's actually perfect now.
The red on the HUD?
You know how we added the kills, KDA, visibility?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The red was a bit difficult for my weird eyes.
Okay.
I'm loving that negative kills just remain white, positive KD is green. We've lost that kind of...
okay, we're not using the traffic light system
It's
anymore.
difficult to distinguish that red stuff when you're watching on your phone, so it's actually a perfect solution. I am 10 points to Gryffindor.
Vlad will be happy to hear it.
Yeah, shout out to Vlad.
All right, well, 13-6 right now.
Farley, the classic...
Vent Orper.
Vent Orp hold.
Yeah, these days, none of this stuff even rattles me anymore. I'm just like, yeah, all right.
Unfortunately, when Simple's the best player in the world and he does this in, grand finals, you can't fault it when you see someone else doing it anymore.
It definitely changes the level of expectation, I think. And now look at this. He even gets to pivot after being in the vent up secret.
It's kind of powerful, actually, in that sense.
Orp might be perfect for the job in this environment right here, and he'll even be linked up with Zen, who's hiding in plain sight. Now, nobody's pushing yard. It's all 5 members. There's not even a Blame lurk, which is unusual. Very unusual scenes.
Okay, early nades evaded. This is now the time for them to strike. It's time for FPX to batten down the hatches,
Squeaky.
and no one's actively holding Squeak. Zen's already found one, and quick reactions from Config make it awkward. Maiden has to step up to the plate. They're swinging from every direction. He does go down, just the one. Problem for Stiko as well. He's been spotted out. Farley with a really important frag. He's got the bomb loose if he found Config. There was room to maneuver instead. Stiko's actually got a really fast reposition here. They still think he's heaven. If they plant open, they're not. But there is perhaps a chance that Blame's exposed. Neither of them are. Perhaps the unknown entity of Stiko still has a chance here. Config swing for info. Can't win the duel.
Risky fight from Config.
3 frags, a lot of impact from Config. I mean, he wasn't even looking at that HUT player when he hit that shot. Very quick wrist flick. Puts 14 on the board.
I really like that from Complexity in the sense of Blame not going for one of his lurky plays. This is something that we spoke about years ago. For those of you who maybe are newer viewers, you won't remember an individual called Happy. In-game leader from the French scene, and he was a lurky boy. Let's just put it like that. He was ride or die lurk, and the fact that he never really changed up his style to throw his opponents off, it was a problem. Blame, known for lurking, well, he's mixing it up, making it work.
Oh, and that is quite the exchange just through the incandescence of that HE smoke. Fudge. That's going to catch Stiko, just his toes visible under the smoke, and already 2 frags. Farley, you could see his frustrations were mounting in the previous round, and now staring down the barrel of 2 early casualties does not bode well. T's have got so much room to maneuver. Look at Poison, he's stretching his legs. He's practically skipping into this lower site.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of liberties here and clearing out a lot of room. So if he's... He was just marauding through that side.
He was.
It felt like he wanted to stop.
I don't think he let go of W.
And look what it's done. It's drawn another rotation. It's just Zen here having to defend against 4.
Guys, I'm scared. Oh, no. Blame swings in from main. Farley staring at the vents, but he knows all too well what this one will entail. It's going to be a very nasty 50 seconds. Trying to save. He's checking out the decon racks.
Let me tell you one of the most frustrating things. If you're a CT-sided AWPer in a map like Nuke, your job is to kind of rotate around with all the information that's given. Smoke wall here, they're on top of silo, oh, 1 drop main, footsteps, scope heard towards radio. You're meant to be able to use all the information your teammates are giving you to get in a position to find a kill, right? We saw Poison go very aggressive and then drop back, but when you're in AWP mid to late round, that's your job. Farley, everywhere he goes, they seem to just be pulling him, and then nobody's home for him to find a kill. He hasn't had many gun rounds so far, but that's probably a big part of where this frustration is coming from in the second half. They're getting absolutely beat down on their own map choice here. 15-6, and Farley...
Wait.
No,
Not like this! No!
Big, why?
The pop flash, and he loses his AWP. He's got 3 grand in the bank. That is a kick in the crotch. You've got MP9s and just a loss of hope. You're already sitting there going, like, does 2 was it next? Yeah,
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, that's a kicker. Yeah, Stico trying to bring some CT aggression to ramp, and they were staring at that corner. So ready. Zen getting that. This is just salt in the wound, though. Farley's been sitting there trying to clock out for 40 seconds. He loses it in the last 2. Oh, hang on. I thought they were pushing through that. They're not. Blame walking up early on this main angle. And Maiden taking some liberties on towards ramp.
Yeah, all right. Well, they want to try and get themselves into this game, FPX, but by doing that, losing that opening kill, now it's only a matter of time. A minute 30 left on the clock. Full utility after those yard smokes from Complexity here. Decent map control. This is one of the situations as an in-game leader, as a coach, that, boys, they have to make a play. They have to take a risk. Sit back and wait.
And that was the play. Flash through Squeak, push through Hut, die to JKS. They were waiting for it. Looks like their days are numbered, as are the rounds for FPX here on Nuke. Waiting for that spurt of aggression. Zen's brought it to Blame, catches him on his walk up. One more of those and we're cooking. Rush doesn't seem interested in any of that. And
they're going ramp, but they need the bomb. I know that it's a 4-on-1. They still need to grab the bomb. So let's send Rush back. He'll pick it up.
Imagine if Sunny somehow... Ooh, no.
Oh, he almost would have been in a perfect position. Now if they pivot back towards top, which they can, Sunny's bit on this. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you bite on this? It's a 1-on-4.
Yeah, and he's about to meet Config's AK. There it is. Complexity, convincing. Lovely stuff across the board. First map down, Dust 2 next. It's on the horizon. Let's see if FPX fare a little better.